Miranda, and today I'm going to be talking about all of my favorites from the year of 2016. I've seen a lot of people doing this and I wanted to do it because there are a lot of things that I have been loving for this past year, and I cannot believe that it is pretty much already 2017. As you guys are watching this, I probably will upload this on New Year's Day. So, Happy New Year! I hope you guys have had a great holiday season. But let's just go ahead and jump into my favorites. So, first I'm going to start off with just the order of my beauty things that I have been using on my face pretty much every day for the past year. That have been continuous, where I've loved them for a long period of time. So, to begin, we have moisturizer. And the moisturizer that I have grown to love and have loved for months now for 2016 is the Garnier SkinActive Moisture Rescue Gel Cream stuff. It's pink. It's specifically for dry skin, and it smells super duper nice. I'm clearly out of it pretty much. I need to get a new jar of it. But yeah, you can see a little bit at the bottom, but it is pink. It smells nice, and it makes my skin feel really good and hydrated, especially because I do have normal to dry skin. So I'm always looking for a good moisturizer, and this one has been very good to me. Then next up would be primer, and I have been loving the NYX Angelville primer. You guys have seen me use this in multiple tutorials that I've done throughout the year. I don't always use a face primer, but in winter and stuff I have been, just because I want my skin to be very nice and smooth and just have a nice flawless finish to it, especially in winter, just because again it does get more dry. So having a primer kind of smooths that out, and it kind of just makes my skin look very airbrushed and stuff, which I like the look of. Then from primer we move on to foundation, and I have two foundations, one high-end, one low-end. But the high-end one, which you guys probably can guess because the one I use literally every day, that my skin is doing okay, and it is my Lancome Teint Idole 24-hour foundation. I have bought this 3 times now, so I've been using it for months and I really love it. And I have the shade 90 Ivory Neutral, which is a newer shade that they came out with. Originally, the past 2 bottles I've had were 100 Ivory Neutral, but now they came out with a lighter shade, which matches my skin a lot better because I'm white as hell. And finding light foundations is actually super duper hard, but this one actually matches super duper well. And it says that it's for all skin types, though it is a more matte finish. So if you do have super duper dry skin like I do, I would moisturize and stuff beforehand. Otherwise this could apply not so nicely. And then the second foundation that I have, which you guys also may guess this as well, because again between those two it's just the ones that I use consecutively and have for a long time, and this is the Revlon Colorstay. I have the normal to dry option for it. They do have a combo oily one as well if you have that kind of skin type. And then the color that I'm in for this one is 150 Buff, though this one is a little bit too yellow, but the lightest one is too pink. I have a neutral undertone, so I like to tend to go more towards the more yellow tones anyway, because I don't like the look of foundation when it's too pink and stuff. It just doesn't look that great. But that is the color that I'm in for that, and between those two foundations I love them a lot. And then the brush that I have been using for the past few months as well, that I've loved to apply foundation with, is my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I love this. It makes my foundation look way better, I think, than my buffing brush, which is the one that I use for like the beginning of the year, and this one I've grown to love more towards the end of the year. Both of them are really good brushes. I just feel like this one applies my foundation, just for me personally, a lot better than the buffing brush, but both of them are really good, so I would recommend either one of them if you need a new brush for foundation, if you're interested in that. Then concealer, we have my L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Concealer, and this is what I use underneath my eyes, and it completely has really great coverage. It just makes any dark circles go away. If you have any pimples or anything, you can use this as well, though my foundation is super duper light, so if you have very fair skin, this might be too dark for your face, but if you put your foundation on top of it, then it'll work. But you can spot conceal after foundation if you're too fair, otherwise it won't blend super duper well and you'll still be able to see the little spot because it is a darker shade. But for under the eyes, I think it's fantastic. Then it is a sad day in the world of my eyebrows because I have this palette, and it's just one of those random palettes that don't have a name. They're not some name brand thing, but they have the eyeshadows and they pop out. It's one of those things. And I have just used this sad little pan for my eyebrows. It's just like a very dark brown gel, and I have just a tiny bit left of that. But this is what I have used every day for the past year. Over a year, I'm pretty sure. However long I've been doing my eyebrows, I'm pretty sure I've used this. But I have recently purchased, again, package is not here yet, but I ordered the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow because I needed a new gel to put in my eyebrows or whatever. So I ordered that. We'll see how that goes. I've heard good things. A lot of people rave about Anastasia for eyebrow things, but this little pan is done, unfortunately. And then along with my eyebrows, I also do use a black eyeshadow to put on top of them because my hair is super dark, and I can give lots of credit to my Too Faced eyeshadow in the shade Noir. It's just a nice matte black. It's beautiful. Does what I need it to do. I've used it every day, so it has to be part of my favorites. Then to set my face, I do have my CoverGirl Clean Powder. I've used this since I was like 17. I've used this powder specifically for years, so I have to include it. It's just a given. It's what I use. It's what I've been using for a very long time, so that's just what I go with. And that is in the shade Ivory, which is the lightest one, I'm pretty sure. Then contouring, which is super exciting because I never really got into contouring until I got a good color, because me being super fair, typically you want to go with a cooler toned contour shade just because I don't like the bronze that much. I like it to look like a natural shadow. So I have my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour little duo thing. It does have the contour shade, and then it also has a highlight, which the highlight's nice. I don't use it that much, but I use the contour big time. I wish that this was just a giant pan of the taupey color. But this is, oh, for this it's in the lightest option. There are like 3 different ones, but I have the lightest one. And it's just a beautiful contour shade. It does what I need it to do. I've bought this twice now, so I still have a pan of the highlight. I've bought it twice though, just for the contour color, and I think it's great. And then to apply that, again, one of my favorites is my Real Techniques Bold Metals contour brush. It's in the number 301, but it's just rose gold, beautiful. It applies this super nicely. It's great. I love this brush so much, and I love this contour color a lot too. So if you're fair like me, I would recommend picking this up just to try it out at least, but I really like it, and I've been using it for months throughout 2016, and I will continue to use it in 2017. Then for blush, I have 2 options, which, first one, you guys probably know this because literally I've used this every single day since I've gotten it. And that is my NARS blush in the shade Deepthroat. And I have hit pan on it, which is super duper sad, but it's such a pretty color. I've used it literally every day since I bought this. But I also have a second one because for the past month, probably just the last month of the year, I also got my NARS blush in the shade Super Orgasm, which has more sparkles and reflex in it, but it's still super duper pretty and a wonderful color. I think, is there really a big difference between these? Not really, which is why I love them. Orgasm is more of a peachy pink, while Super Orgasm is more of like an actual pink, but again, you can just see that Super Orgasm has a lot more reflex in it. But I have Super Orgasm on today, but like I said, I've used this pretty much every day since I got it, which has been like the last month or so. But both are beautiful. I love them. They're great blushes. I love NARS as a brand in general. So either one of those blushes I would check out, just depending on if you like it to be more peach or more pink, depending on whatever you're into. Then we can move on to the world of highlight. Even though I do my highlight last, I'm just going to do face first. But for highlight, I do have 3 that have been my favorites. And first, I'll start off with what I used in the spring and summer, which was my Becca highlight in the shade Champagne Pop, which was a new release. It's a stunning shade. I loved it in the summertime. Now it's a little bit too warm for me in the winter months and stuff, but for summer and spring, when it's warmer, when everything's just more bright and sunny, I think this is a wonderful shade. It's beautiful. I definitely recommend picking it up, or just any Becca highlight in general, just because they are fantastic and I highly recommend them. They're stunning. I absolutely love them. At least to watch them if you go to the store, just to watch them, and then you can see if you'd be interested in that or not. Then one that you guys already know what this is. It's my Urban Decay Naked Illuminated in the shade Aura. I stopped using this for a while. Every day. Like, I used to use this every single day. It was just part of my thing that I would do when I would highlight. And recently, a few days ago, I used it again on top of my highlight that I'll talk about in a minute, and I fell in love with it again. I remembered why I bought this, and it lasts forever. I've had this for over a year now, and it's still going strong. I'm still using it, and I still have a lot of product left, which is great, especially if you're on a budget. It's definitely worth spending the money on because it lasts for a very long time, which you get your money's worth out of it, in my opinion at least. But yeah, I've recently fallen in love with this again, and I've started using this every single day again, and I just love it. Then the highlight that I pair with this one is my Urban Decay Afterglow highlighter in the shade Sin, which is what I have on today, again paired with my other one that I have, and this is just beautiful. In the pan, it doesn't really look that impressive, but it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I definitely recommend getting this as well because, again, I've had this for months and again, I still haven't hit pan. I think highlighters are definitely a good investment for high-end brands, at least, just because they last such a long time and you definitely get your money's worth out of them, especially if you love the color and everything, because you don't need to use a whole lot, and that's why they last a longer period of time, which is great. Then eyeshadows. I have quite a few palettes that I have loved throughout 2016. I'm not going to put these in any specific order just because I don't really have one favorite over the other. But first off is my Limecrime Venus palette. You guys know that I love my red eyeshadows. And this palette is me. Like, if I was a palette, this would be it. I love the shade Muse. It's stunning. It's one of my favorite shades of all time. It's one of my favorite eyeshadows in general. And I love the other shades. They're so pigmented. They're really great. I got this off Amazon. I wouldn't order off of Limecrime's actual website just because the company is pretty sketchy. I've heard pretty bad things about it. But I love this palette, so I'll give them credit for that. Then the next palette that I'll talk about is my Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette because of the shade Nougat, which is pretty much my everyday transition shade ever since I got this palette, which was like back in March. So I've pretty much used this for 9 months, which is a pretty long time, and I have hit pan a little bit on it, but it's great. I also really love the shade Butter Pecan. It's a wonderful highlight. It's a great actual highlight. I've used it on my face as a highlight, but also for your brow bone if you want to do that, or the inner corner. But that's great. It smells like chocolate too, which is fantastic, especially when you're getting up in the morning. It's just nice to have in the morning. It kind of lifts your mood a little bit. Then we have my Naked 3 palette, which I'm pretty sure I got over a year ago. Pretty sure. But it's beautiful. Along with my reds, I love pinks, and this palette is literally pinks and purples and stuff. And it's just a very easy palette to use, especially for very simple everyday looks. You can just put on 2 shades and then you're done, ready to go. And it has its mattes, it has its shimmers. I think it's great. It's just it's a good everyday palette, I think, if you like those colors to wear on an everyday basis. Then I also have my Lorac palette. It's the Lorac Unzipped palette, the normal one. They do have a gold one, but I don't like golds that much. I have this one, which again, I love my pinks, like I said. And these are like, it has some more goldy shades, but I really love these 3 right here pretty much. And also Unbrittled, because it's a dark red, reddish brown, along with Untamed, which has a little bit more shimmer, but I like the matte. But this palette is stunning. Again, it's colors that I can use every day, which is why I can justify spending the money on it, because I will use these colors on an everyday basis. And then in the fall, I got the Nubian palette by Juvia, and this palette is stunning. You guys know I use this literally all the time. I wore this shade right here literally all the time. In all my fall tutorials and stuff, all my fall videos, I wore this color right here. So it's definitely a favorite. And then, last but not least, we have the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. And if you're gonna order this palette, go through Ulta, go through Sephora, don't go through Too Faced. Just don't. The website's trash. I'm never gonna order from that website ever again. I'm gonna go through Sephora, I'm gonna go through Ulta, I'm gonna go through someone that is not the actual brand's shit, because it's garbage. But the palette's beautiful, so I really do love it, and it was worth the hassle of even getting it. But I absolutely do love this palette, and it smells so nice, even though this was just a recent thing for 2016. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I squished my hand in it. Even though I just did get this, maybe like, what's today's date? The 30th. Even though I did get this like 2 weeks ago, it's still gonna be a favorite because I've used this every day since I've gotten it. It's stunning. I love it. It smells delightful. Again, any Too Faced products, they smell so nice. And I think that just is great, especially in the morning when you're getting ready for school or work. It's just nice to have that. Alright, next we've got eyeliner, which a lot of people ask what eyeliner I use. And honestly, I just have the e.l.f. Intense Black Eyeliner. You can get this at Target, but it's $3. It's a felt tip, easy to use. I love it, but it's $3. And e.l.f. is cruelty free if you're into that. If you only use products that are, this is great for you. It's $3, inexpensive, works great. I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. What the fuck are you doing? What are you talking about?
This sounds like a sponsor.
No, it's not a sponsor. Hashtag non-spons. No. No. Stop. Then mascara. We have two that I've used consecutively. And one of them, of course, you guys probably can guess, it is my Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. I love this. I've used it for years. I always repurchase it. It's fantastic. I highly recommend it. If you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend at least getting the little sample size of it, which are just like the little baby ones. I have one ready to go once this one runs out. But they're just little. You can test it. You can see if you like it or not. And it's just great. It's great. And then along with that, I also do really love the Benefit Rollerlash, because this one is very good for lengthening my lashes, while the Too Faced one is definitely more for volume, but it does add length. I do use this by itself a lot, but paired up together, this one more focuses on length, and this one is definitely more for volume, but both are fantastic. Then, lashes. I have them on right now. You guys know this. I have my Ardell 206. These are the double up ones, I guess. I don't think there's a normal 206. If there is, I don't use it. I have the double up ones, and they're beautiful. I repurchased these lashes 4 times now. This is my 4th pack, but I use them for a pretty long time until they get super fucked up to where I can't wear them anymore. But I do take good care of them. And the glue I use, actually, is by Vegas Nay, and it's just a lash adhesive. I really hate the lash glue that has a tube where you have to squeeze it out, because then too much comes out and it pisses me off. Also, I don't know who the fuck is recommending, crap, what's that glue called I don't even like? I don't even know what it's called. Duo, yeah, Lil. Duo. I don't know who the fuck is using Duo glue. I don't know who the fuck is telling people to use Duo glue, because it's in this crappy little squeezy tube. Too much comes out. It smells like shit. How can you recommend a glue that literally smells like garbage? It is the worst stuff I've ever used. It takes forever to get tacky, at least because too much comes out and then it doesn't fucking dry, and you're just waiting there like, damn, I want to put this lash on, but I can't because there's a giant fucking blob on it. Anyway, I like this one because it has a stick and you can just apply it to the lash instead of trying to squeeze shit out. Anyway, don't get Duo. I just don't like it. I don't recommend it. I don't know how people can like that. It does last a long time, but it's garbage. So, like, just get this shit. Oh my God. That's, I'm gonna get sponsors and be like, just buy this shit. It's great. It dries clear. Alright, next, lip products. And I have quite a few. But they're on my desk because they're my favorites, which is why they're there. And the first one that I have, which I used a lot, I think this is one of the very first things I got in one of my Ipsy bags in the very beginning of the year when I first started doing it. And this is the Pacifica Power of Love lipstick. And it's in a beautiful shade. This is in the shade Nudie Red. Then I have a lot of liquid lipsticks because I really like my nudes. You guys know this. And one of the colors that I really, really love, and a lot of people have asked what this color is, and it is the Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid Lipstick. It's in the shade 10 Nude Flush. And again, it's just a liquid. It dries to a matte finish, which I love. And I really don't use any lipsticks that have any shine to them. It's just not my thing. But I do pair this color with my Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Celebrity Skin. And I put the pink one on first, and then put Jeffree's on the center of my lip and just kind of mix them together. It's what I'm wearing today, is a mix of these two shades. It's just a very quick and easy thing. It makes a really beautiful color, and again, it's matte, which I do love a lot. But I'm going to wrap this up because I'm super tired of talking. These are just beauty favorites. If you want to see different favorites, I guess, then just let me know and I'll do something like that. But for now, that's it. Again, Happy New Year. I hope you guys have had a wonderful holiday season. Here's to 2017 and hoping that it doesn't suck. But I love you guys a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! Fucking focus, you piece of shit. I love this palette because I'm talking too much. I hate it.
Get wrecked again.
Wrecked from talking too much. God, that's why I hate making long videos, because my voice gets tired. I think. Oh my god.
Oh.
Chubby just knocked over the fucking food. What the fuck did I just knock over? Oh shit. And it's beautiful. I used this, literally, it was like my everyday lipstick for months. And then I got different ones. But this one's still great. What?
It was my favorite, but then I got a new one.
I just got more things and then I didn't use it as much, but it's still a really pretty color. You should buy it if you want. Anyway. I'm almost done. Alright, just as the longer this goes, the worse I look, so I'm almost done, I'm hoping, because I just want to stop.